If you could describe the Missouri Fine Arts Academy in one word, what would it be?
Maybe irreverent.
What does transcendent mean?
Multifaceted, fulfilling.
Challenging.
A number of words have gone through my head, but as soon as I think of that word, I think, no, that's part of it.
Transcendent. And the definition for that is beyond or above the range of normal or merely physical human experience.
And I think it's particularly relevant, given that we are an arts academy, is that the response to the academy experience is a little bit different for everyone, what they got out of it. Our arts academy, if everybody came out and said the same thing, that wouldn't maybe be a very powerful artistic statement, that everybody uses one different word.
I went to MOFA for instrumental music, specifically guitar. So first I had to submit an application, find out how to do that, go onto the website. That was probably the easiest part. Then I had to fill out the application, do a couple of essays and get some recommendations.
My discipline was theater.
And
I
then
studied voice.
voice.
For the voice thing, we had to submit 2 songs. I'm pretty sure it was 2 full songs, yeah. And I sang a Italian song and then an English song, and they were both classical.
This is the 20th year of the Arts Academy, and it's my 20th year with the Arts Academy.
MOFA is like basically a mixture of an arts camp along with an intellectually challenging camp, if that makes sense.
What I would say is that the Missouri Fine Arts Academy is a 3-week interdisciplinary arts program focusing on the relationship of the different disciplines of the arts, focused on community building, on artistic exploration, artistic risk-taking, exploring the roles that art has in society, and that would include how you can use your art as a way of outreach into the community, of helping other people do things instead of just being a performer yourself.
It's just like you go there and you have a ton of awesome learning artistic experiences with a ton of other artists.
And it's almost like they're getting to be in this utopia. Like everything is perfect and everyone there's an artist and they totally get you. But maybe for the first time for a lot of students.
But basically it's just you get up early in the morning, you go to classes about your major, and then you have different classes that you choose in the afternoon. And basically you're just learning about different things, whether it be, like I said, guitar performance, or in the afternoon I had a Broadway class every other day. It was really interesting. I learned a lot about Broadway. And then in the evening, it was the best part because you were doing a different activity every single night, hanging out with your friends that become your closest friends for 3 weeks, and it's just really a great time.
They'd have guest artists come in and you would sign up for different ones. Sometimes there was a monologue workshop, and sometimes there was there was one where you learned a Michael Jackson combination, and everyone got in that one.
And we have curricular activities. They go to classes, but we also have all kinds of other things that they can do on their own in their free time. And it's just a big, giant, collaborative environment.
Yeah.
That we hope to foster.
It challenged me to think differently and to open my mind, and I already thought I was really open-minded, but this just pushed me to do that even more.
I think one of the things is that the students have an experience that empowers them, that helps them realize a much broader range of artistic expression than what they've been exposed to. Certainly not every student that comes to the Arts Academy ends up becoming an artist, but everybody's going to be a part of a number of communities, wherever they live, their church, organizations they belong to, And it's important, I think, to have skills of being able to speak and to listen and to remain engaged when your idea doesn't get picked, and just how to live with other people and get along.
Yeah, and I think like the best thing was like, because you're there with other people that are challenging your thought process, like the way you think. And I really think that's what made me grow the most, was like being there with other intelligent artists who had some really intellectual things to say, and like that really made me think differently too.
That they become brave enough to take artistic risks, that they realize that being an artist as a lifelong pursuit involves a lot of hard and very oftentimes solitary work.
They're just a different demographic of people. Also seeing people with different beliefs, whether it be their religion or their way they think about politics. Stuff like that was really an eye-opener for me, and I think it's made me more of a tolerant person, I guess. And I think it's important that everyone can have an experience like that. Obviously, not everyone can go to MoFA.
And I guess maybe, without trying to sound too glib, it's made me grow up a little bit and also helped me be a kid a little bit longer. This has furthered my interest in interdisciplinary work, the power of interdisciplinary work. It has affected how I relate to the other communities that I'm involved with.
You're constantly living in it.
Right.
You're not taking a break and going home for the night. I definitely learned stuff about myself, like, in the same way that you do when you come to college. You know, people are like, oh, I learned so much about myself when I go to college. Same thing. Like, I just learned how I operate, and I also learned how to do laundry.
It really helped me decide where I wanted to go, where I wanted to go to college, and it was honestly like a jumping off point. Like I felt like I was myself for the first time, and honestly, like I have been so grateful for all the opportunities I've had here. Like, if it wasn't for the academy, I probably wouldn't be here.
I can tell you that the reason I'm here is because of MoFA. I went to a lot of other colleges, like on visits and stuff. And just being here really had a huge bias for me. I know the summer before that, I went to the Missouri Scholars Academy at Mizzou, and that made me hate Mizzou and not want to go there at all.
Oh my God.
We were able to run a study with admissions of how many of the academy students end up coming to Missouri State as full-time students. It was between 25 and 30% for a period of 3 or 4 years. Now, certainly some of those students probably would have come to Missouri State anyway, but I think there are a significant number of them that chose Missouri State based on their academy experience, that they meet a faculty member or a couple faculty members that work for the academy that also teach in the music department or theater department or art department or something like that, and they know somebody, they know their way around campus, they've stayed in a dorm here for 3 weeks. It already kind of feels
like home.
Comfortable to them. And the other thing is that they're not just students who barely got a high enough ACT score to get in. They are oftentimes presidential scholars, bright flight students, all of those kinds of things. And I think if somebody would do a real statistical survey, they would discover that a very high percentage of those academy students who come to Missouri State to college end up graduating from Missouri State.
I went to the academy, and my professors there, most of them happen to teach here, and they really kind of let us know, like, this is a hard business, and your education is worthwhile and it's valuable. And Missouri State happened to appeal to me because it had that amazing quality of education, but it wasn't going to break my bank.
It already felt comfortable to me because I already knew where things were. I already knew what the dorm that I wanted to live in looked like.
And I just think this environment, Missouri State is more of a liberal arts college than any
Yeah.
other college in the state. I think that helps a lot with it. And the location is just really awesome. Like, I was like, the first time I walked here on the campus, I said, wow, this is a really beautiful campus. It's not too big, it's not too small.
Right.
And I think the location that we were in, which is Wells House, that helped a lot too. It's really close-knit. No one had their own bathroom, just community bathrooms, so everyone had to talk with each other.
Yeah, I already knew the place. I knew the professors. It was like a nice introduction to what would be in store for me if I came here. And I also think that probably subconsciously, I was hoping it would be similar to MOFA.
Well, you know, I was on my own for the first time.
Right.
It was awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I love my parents, but I was able to like
Exactly.
do some things and explore some things that I wasn't able to do at home. I've always been a really independent person, so I thrive